Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a follow up on my previous episode of Jank, where we made a deck with Raguelmon as kind of the main star. So if you've seen it, I already posted up several videos of playing with it just completely blind in a tournament this week, but I want to just kind of give my own thoughts separately just so that I can have maybe a little bit more clarity on what I feel happened in the tournament. So to me, the deck felt kind of it was really a three great angels deck with some extra stuff in there. I felt like the Raguelmon wasn't really being used to its best potential, and I think that to really highlight what it can do, you would need to have more, just more support for it. Maybe even like some better searching that you could do. Now, for Ragwellmon itself, I don't think it's a bad card. I think one of the biggest issues is realistically, these are all of the support for it right here. It's got a level 4, level 5, a level 6, a level 7 that it's supposed to go into, which is kind of a little bit more generic, but and then it has a single tamer. I know that there's another Mekumon, there's regular Maycrackmon, and a couple of Rashielmons, but those aren't really meant to feed or really interact with this particular style of the deck. And I just kind of wanted to talk more about these. Uh, Honestly, when it first came out, I think the Mekumon was very useful. Being able to play itself for free from the security was always really good and a nice way to surprise your opponent once they swung in, especially if you were running it as a tech choice in Mastamon. The Make Crackmon Vicious mode, I remember using that probably even longer than I should have. Combining this with a Flame Health Scythe can allow you to very easily take down 9K opponent or 9K Digimon. It could also let you delete 3 Digimon with a single play like that, and as well as setting up your future playmaker or your future plays. And once again, with the Mastamon deck, which is where most of my experience with this line comes from, you had the option of, if you had either Angelomon or Lady Devimon on board, Maycrackmon Vicious Mode was going to satisfy the rest of your requirements. And of course, both of them being able to give you back memory was really just useful. Mako was very useful for your initial search and also trash setup. Being able to gain back memory whenever you played a two color Digimon was fantastic, especially since a lot of the time you were playing your Gatomon over and over and over again, just trying to search out and get all of your pieces. Uh, Ragwellmon itself, with the earliest versions of the deck, I remember seeing it a few times, but it just kind of felt out of place. There wasn't really much of a way to search it, especially now with most things in specifically the Mastamon build requiring them to be Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel. And even beyond that, most searching that is more generic says things like search out vaccine types, search out virus types, or data types. And Ragwellmon's whole line is unidentified or unknown, depending on which version of the card you have. Really, the only card that's searchable out of them, with the vast majority of things, is going to be Ordinimon, because she actually has Fallen Angel. She is actually a virus. She is a board wipe on legs that can keep bringing herself back. That's just useful. So, really, what I think would be fantastic for this particular Digimon line would be a new wave of support. If I were going to do it myself, I would definitely have a level 4 searcher come in, or perhaps the level 4 being able to play an additional, to be able to play Mako without having to pay for the cost. That would allow you to digivolve and search in the same turn, and an additional Mako, probably a 4 cost uh, that would let you get your memory right set, getting the as well as getting some other kind of benefit, maybe when one of your Digimon is deleted or discarded or anything like that, you'd be able to gain some memory or draw a card. The level 5, I think you should have something in the same vein as Maycrackmon Vicious Mode, something that would have a deletion effect to remove things. Once again, you could have a search effect to go for your other pieces. I would assume that you would want to have unknown as the keyword to search for, just to get that going. And since honestly, Vicious Mode was supposed to be very strong, I could even see it being pumped up to have that higher DP. As far as Raguelmon, if I were going to make another one of those, I would probably have it be an ace so that you could play it for a lot cheaper. Maybe search out some other things. You could have it reduce the play cost of two color Digimon, or uh, or if you want to go more of a lore accurate route, like a lot of the effects try to do, you could have it so that your Raguelmon takes one of your opponent's Digimon and fuses it together with itself to make Ordinimon, and just treats the other Digimon as whatever color is required. You know, a yellow or purple or something like that. That way you could have it as removal as well as being more accurate to the show. As far as Ordinimon, I could see a new one of that having partition or having security attack bonuses. Uh, Considering the way the show went, there could be a you could have a bunch of different effects playing out other Digimon. More deletion, recovery is fine. Um, Being resistant to pretty much to different forms of removal, including even you could have it resistant to de-digivolve, since even after taking a massive beating in Try, they didn't or Denimon didn't de-digivolve and just kind of kept on going, even once one of its constituent Digimon was removed from its being. So really, that's kind of where my thoughts end up going. Is just that it's a cool lineup. I like these Digimon. I like these. I like where like some of these effects go. I just think that it definitely could use more support and a bigger emphasis on playstyle. You know, hopefully this would be one of the decks that gets more cards that feed the playstyle that they already have of hard playing something and getting an effect, and adding to your Digimon, and then maximizing on your opponent overextending even. That would be great. I would really regret if this became kind of like Ragnarlord, where it had one set of effects and then the next series had a whole different thing that it was doing, and the series after that has a different one, and so on and so forth. So eventually, I'm sure that we'll circle back around to Try, as we usually do. But until then, I think this is just going to end up being a pet deck. And in that vein, the deck was fun. It was responsive. I got several wins out of it. I think it's just not going to be high tier meta, especially if you're steering more towards the Raguelmon stuff. All right, well, those are my thoughts on the deck as a whole after playing with it a bit more and really testing it out in competition. Hopefully, you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time on Jank Bang.